The world waited. Then Jacob Tierney opened his mouth on national television, and suddenly, the wait had a deadline. Appearing on CBS Mornings Thursday morning, alongside executive producer Brendan Brady, the creator of Heated Rivalry, the queer hockey romance that blindsided the entire entertainment industry last fall, confirmed what millions of devoted fans had been desperate to hear. Season 2 is coming. Cameras roll this August, and if everything goes according to plan, new episodes will land on screens in April 2027. There will be more Heated Rivalry on your TVs truly as soon as humanly possible, Tierney told host Gayle King, his tone carrying the weight of a man who fully understands the size of the machine he is now driving. It is worth pausing to appreciate just how extraordinary the arc of this series has been. When Tierney, best known for his work on Letterkenny and Shawsey, was still deep in production on the first season, the show's US streaming rights were sold to HBO Max. Executives at Canadian streamer Crave, sensing something historic in the footage, made the call to accelerate the release timeline and drop the show into the holiday viewing season. The gamble paid off in a way that almost defies rational explanation. Heated Rivalry premiered on the 28th of November 2025, with 2 episodes, followed by weekly installments through its season finale on December 26. Within its debut week alone, the series clocked roughly 30 million streaming minutes. By the end of December, that number had surged past 300 million, according to data from Luminate. Warner Brothers. Discovery later confirmed the show had averaged more than 5 million viewers per episode in the United States alone. The 2 leads at the center of it all, Hudson Williams as Shane Hollander and Connor Storrie as Ilya Rozanov, became overnight stars in the truest sense of the phrase. Storrie is scheduled to host Saturday Night Live this weekend, a cultural milestone that underscores just how far and fast the show's cultural footprint has spread. The supporting cast, including Francois Arnault, Robbie GK, Christina Chang, Dylan Walsh, Sophie Nelisse, and Ksenia Daniela Karlamova, rounded out a production that critics and audiences alike embraced with unusual fervor. Tierney has spoken candidly about why he believes the show resonates so deeply. It has the hallmarks and trappings of a real classic romance, years of longing and yearning and trying to get together and do the right thing for each other and not being able to, and then eventually a happy ending, he explained during the CBS Mornings interview. It is laser-focused on that love story. There's not a lot of diversion from it, and I think that's what the audience responds to, is kind of the intensity and the focus of the storytelling. That focus, radical in a streaming landscape that often mistakes volume for depth, is what set Heated Rivalry apart from the crowded field of prestige drama. The show is not trying to be everything. It is trying to be one thing, and it does that one thing with uncommon precision. The series is adapted from author Rachel Reid's Game Changers book series, a beloved collection within romance fiction circles that follows Shane and Ilya across nearly a decade of professional hockey, secret longing, and hard-won love. The first season drew from Reid's original novel Heated Rivalry, and the already confirmed second season is expected to adapt The Long Game, Reid's 2019 direct sequel. The announcement of a second season came in December 2025, before the first season had even finished its initial run on Crave, a remarkable vote of confidence from Bell Media and an acknowledgement that the show's trajectory was simply too steep to ignore. Reid herself has had to navigate an extraordinary personal chapter alongside the show's explosion. A few days before Tierney's CBS appearance, the author announced that Unrivaled, the planned 7th entry in the Game Changers series, would be delayed from its original September 29, 2026 release date to the 1st of June 2027. Reid cited worsening symptoms from her Parkinson's disease, as well as the reality of her suddenly transformed public profile, going from celebrated romance novelist to the creative origin point of the planet's most talked-about streaming series within the span of a few months. The delay was met with an outpouring of support from the fandom, a community that has grown from devoted book readers into a sprawling, vocal audience spanning multiple continents. Tierney has been transparent about the pressure of following up a cultural phenomenon, and equally transparent about his refusal to let that pressure compromise the work. Speaking in December 2025, he acknowledged that the production schedule for Season 2 could not simply mirror the first. It can't be same time next year, because this time last year, I'd written 5 of these, and this time this year, I've written 0 of them, he said. I don't want to put out a rushed, shitty second season just because the show is very popular. Writing on the new season is now underway, and with a production start locked in for August 2026, the creative team appears to be on a timeline that preserves both quality and momentum. Brady, for his part, offered fans a message that felt entirely in step with the show's emotional DNA. When asked how audiences should cope with the wait, he smiled and leaned into the show's central theme. Like the best parts of this show, he said, just enjoy the yearn. It is a line that captures something essential about what Heated Rivalry has done to its audience and perhaps to the industry watching it. The yearn, as Brady describes it, is not frustration, it is investment. It is the particular ache that only comes from caring deeply about something and the proof that the story has taken hold in the way all great stories do. April 2027 may still feel far away, but for a fandom that survived years of waiting between books and is now seeing those stories transformed into something the whole world can share, the distance is manageable. The ice is not going anywhere. So, here is the question worth sitting with as summer approaches and cameras prepare to roll. What do you think the second season needs to do to live up to everything the first one built? Where do you want to see Shane and Ilya go next? Drop your answer in the comments below, and if this kind of coverage is what you come here for, hit like and subscribe so you never miss an update when the next piece of Heated Rivalry news breaks.